Derek, dude, how are you?
I'm good, man. How's it going?
Where are you in the world currently?
I'm in LA.
Sunny LA.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I live in LA, but I've been on the go for the past like 2 months. I finally got home to LA like 2 days ago, and it's great. Beautiful weather out here today.
Is that one of those things when you're like on the touring lifestyle that it kind of doesn't matter where home is because you're barely ever there? Or is it something that you're like, no, no, I need to be set up because when I'm home, I need to be enjoying home?
I definitely do appreciate having valuing my alone time and my own like home space when I can. But I like
Yeah.
recently got a new place in LA, and as soon as I got this new place in LA, this new album came out of ours, and we were leave for like
Yeah.
6 months. So I've just
Yeah.
been pissing away rent and never here. So I was like, that was bad timing. But now I'm home and I'm like, great, I got a week and a half. Live it up.
Yeah. Really make the most of that time, that
Yeah.
one really good week. How
Yeah.
has the album cycle been touring wise?
Dude, it's been sick. It's been really good. When bands get into a fifth album, it's usually like, okay. So a lot of times fans are like, all right, play the old stuff, man. It's not really like that at all with this album. It's really cool. It's just really hard to make a set list now with 5 albums.
Dude, yeah.
It's really hard.
I will say, and this is not to blow smoke, but also complimentary. This is the best album you guys have dropped. It's the most like cohesive state champs. It ticks all the boxes of what modern pop punk should be, but still has all like the nostalgic elements. You sound better than ever. I promise I'm not just saying that. Like we've checked out
Oh,
a bunch
thank
of the
you, man.
songs
I'm glad.
before the album
I
came
know you
out.
give it to me straight.
Yeah, 100%. And yeah, I can fully understand that. When you guys were announced on this lineup with Neck Deep, we were over the moon because pumped to see the new songs in action.
Yeah, man. It's just exciting. I mean, obviously, we won't have as much time as like a full state champs headliner set as opposed to like
Yeah,
the last time we were out there.
yeah,
But I think it challenges us even more. Now it's like, okay, great. There's the staple hits that we have to play, and then what new ones do we throw in? And then how does the crowd react? No matter what, there's still gonna be people that are like, you didn't play my favorite song, but like
that's
whatever. It's
always
just
going to
we
happen.
still,
Yeah.
but we navigate that accordingly. It's all good. But needless to say, it's gonna be like, great, you guys get 40 minutes, man. Leave it all out on the floor, you know?
Now, when it comes to that 40 minutes, how do you feel about the banter and trying to fit that in between songs? Are you just guys like, fuck you, we're not talking, I'm just playing the songs?
I think it's just nonstop go, go, go. I don't have time to preach. I mean, I'm not a
Yeah.
preacher anyway. I don't really chat that much like when we do headline sets. When we do headline sets, we do 90 minutes and we play like 30 songs. So
Yeah.
we don't talk much at all. It's just go, go, go. Everyone's like, how do you do it? You don't even take a sip of water, dude. I'm like, I'm like, nah,
I'm
I don't
very
know.
unhealthy.
Yeah. But the thing is, we like to just go and like not like we don't even like to like break it down and do acoustic stuff as much anymore because the energy dies down in the crowd.
Yep.
Like when once halfway through the set, if you're like, all right, guys, let's do a little sing along thing, and then you got to wake them back up, and then sometimes,
Yo.
oh, I'm already tired now. So we
That's
kind
an
of just
interesting perspective because like
we
we've
don't
I
let them
mean
get
obviously
tired. They never will. You know.
it's a marathon. Every show is a marathon for them. Just like buckle in and get set. Okay, so talk to me about bands that are like five, six albums in. How do you feel about them when they start throwing in covers? Because like I was having this discussion the other day with someone, don't remember who it was, when Fall Out Boy were out here for their like headline sets for Good Things, they played
Yeah.
four covers in their set. I'm like,
Really.
bitch, you've got like eight albums under your belt. Why are you playing so many of other people's songs? However, they were all fun and I did enjoy them. Where do you stand on that?
I wonder if it's just because like they're bored of playing their songs now.
Potentially, yeah. They're like, we played this 300 times this year already.
It's like what makes a band when you have that many albums and you've been doing it that long want to play
Yeah.
other people's songs? It's like, well, because they've been playing their own songs for as long as they have, probably,
They're sick of what they're doing.
Um,
Yeah.
but you're right though. There's so much to pick from, so it's like why like you already are making it hard to for us to decide which you're gonna play from each album. And then
Yeah,
on top of that,
exactly.
throw in covers, and then that's eliminating another one of my favorite songs that you didn't get to play. But like
Yeah.
sometimes we have a few cover songs that we've done in the past, like that are out there released. Honestly, one of them is a Fall Out Boy cover that we've played before. Like,
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, Chicago, you absolutely crushed that. And that is
thanks, dude.
I would be happy to see that in a set list. So
Yeah, so it's like sometimes we do think about it. I mean, our number one stream song on Spotify is a cover song. It's the Shawn Mendes Stitches
that
cover.
Stitches one, is that your number one
Yeah,
song?
and I don't know why the hell it's still number one on Spotify. Can we beat that, please? Can we get
Yeah.
people love that shit. And when it's punk goes pop, that stuff is so
Yes.
popular.
Yeah.
That's
I
like
saw a thing yesterday that was saying,
or pop
I
goes
want to see a punk goes butt rock. And holy
pop.
heck, I would love to see like some Nickelback, some
Yeah.
Chevelle. I think that would be sick.
Oh, we would
Whatever
fucking
happened to
beast.
that?
We would beast a Nickelback's or like a Daughtry song or something. It would be so
Yeah.
sick.
Okay. What would you pick?
Daughtry, we'd probably do probably a ballad of his like home. I'm
Sure.
going home.
Yeah.
That would
Yeah.
like a Nickelback song would be sick, like one of the more rocking songs. We did like Animals by Nickelback. Be sick.
Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah. That's how you're gonna get rid of Stitches. You're gonna replace it with Nickelback, and I'm here
It
for
was
it. Yeah.
another cover, of course.
Yeah, yeah. You can't get your own songs out there. That Stitches one though, I can understand that because that's one of the few times where like you guys stayed true to the original, but then also like the grit that you have in your vocals added like a really like fuck you element into that song, which I think I can understand
Yeah.
why that's popular. You did a great
It gave
job.
it a whole new like dynamic for sure. And
Yeah,
when you do that, people are like, there's a reason why like people love bands like Our Last Night, how they take their cover game and just completely flip it on its
yeah,
head and just like throw breakdowns in it and mosh parts into like a Shakira
true.
song, whatever they're doing. So it's like people love to see a different side of that. You know what I was thinking about too? It'd be sick. And I don't know, randomly like say what you want, but yesterday I was listening to a lot of like Broadway musical soundtracks. And I
Oh
was like,
yeah.
what if we did Punk Goes Broadway, Punk Goes Musical or
Oh, I
something?
could definitely see that working. What
Yeah.
were you working with?
I was listening to this is maybe random if you have or haven't heard of this, but there's a Broadway musical called Dear Evan Hansen.
Yeah, I
It's
know
like
Derek DiScanio.
and it's like the blue shirt guy with the cast on, and there's a
Yeah.
song called Waving Through a Window, and it's like the number one song on that musical. It would go off as a pop punk song if we did a rockin' version of it.
Okay.
It was a thought I had yesterday, and it's gonna sit with me for a while now.
Cool. Well, I
Yeah,
will look forward to hearing on the Australian tour when you start playing it and working
yeah,
it
right.
out.
No, I'll have it ready for them.
That'd be great. Unless you're rocking the Deftones hat too. I think it would be sick to see something like really left of field, like a genre that's similar but not quite the same. Like the renditions there. Like Architects did Change in the House of Flies, and it was such a cool
Oh,
variation of it. But then like
that's cool because they're adjacent, but like it makes
sort of
sense.
yeah. And like Health did like Drive, and that was because I don't know if you've listened to Health at all. They're like a real like they call themselves cum metal, which is obviously the worst title in the world. But that real like sexy industrial, yeah, I don't even
Oh,
know.
okay, like grungy, sexy metal. Okay.
Yeah, like baddie core is what they also call it, which
Hey,
sounds still
Core, what
just as
the hell?
bad.
What is
Yeah, I
going
don't
on
know.
over there these days?
Dude, it's not me. I'm not in that world. I'm not taking any credit. I'm just they have a shirt that literally says cum metal on it. It's horrible. I hate it.
You know
But
what?
they
You
did
got to give respect where it's due, I guess.
I guess so. But they did drive and like a really industrial version of it. I think that was sick. So
Yeah.
I could see you guys doing something like that.
Yeah, who knows, man? But either way, it's just so hard to like, think about. Like I said, it's hard enough to pick a set list these days with 5 albums. I don't know how
Yeah.
bands like Fall Out Boy or like The Maine, who have 10 albums
They
plus,
don't.
do
They
it.
just play covers and do a few songs. That's the secret.
Apparently, that's how you beat the system.
Hey, we were talking about like I touched on the sort of the heavier the metal scene just there. I've noticed in from an Australian standpoint, and it seems to be this case over there, that there's this like new resurgence, new energy, new love for heavy music. Are you feeling that in the world of more punk adjacent stuff? There's like a new love and appreciation and energy towards it. Are more people coming out to shows at the moment for you?
Yeah, I think so. I think the heavy music scene is definitely thriving right now for sure. And what's funny about that is like where we come from in upstate New York was heavily like we came up on a huge heavy scene. And
Yeah,
myself and Tyler, our guitarist in the band, who I started the band with, we were in heavy bands before we started State Champs. Like we were, but like, and that's because like that's all there really was. It's like
100%.
oh, you want to be a vocalist in a band, you're gonna be a screamer. So that's
Yeah,
what I was. Like I
go
was
listen
like,
to Keith Buckley.
Yeah, when I was like 12, 13, yeah, and we were opening for bands like Every Time I Die or Immure or Winds of Plague or like Suicide Silence back in the day, Bring Me the Horizon,
Yeah,
like when they were like scene core. But then like I was kind of like, well, I actually like to sing. So like Tyler was like, well, we can hang out in my basement and cover cartel songs and stuff if you want. So like,
right.
but it was like a guilty pleasure. It was almost like we shouldn't be doing this type thing. But then sure enough, then it was the third wave of pop punk right at the right time when
Yeah,
started. So it like we had the upper hand and we were ahead of the game before that happened. But then now it's like okay, tipping back into the heavy music thing. We've always liked heavy music, and it always still influences us in general. We always joke about the fact that we're a pop punk band, but we don't even really listen to pop punk. We like pop music and we like heavy music. We throw
and
on knock
Broadway
loose.
musicals.
Yeah, and Broadway musicals. But it's like on our bus, like you can catch us listening to either Turnstile or Knocked Loose right now. So like
Sure.
that's just how it goes. So
You know what? You can hear that in it. I think that's rings so true for so many of like the pop punk bands that there's this love for aggressive music, and you can hear it in the riffs. There's still like breakdowns. It's just not harsh vocals over the top. It's something with a bit more pop sensibilities. I think that's what
yeah.
attracts many people to pop punk too. Is like you want something heavy that you can like kind of jump around to, but also sing along to, and that's the reason why it's
There's
so popular.
crossover there. There's like a Venn diagram of, pop rock, pop punk, and heavy
Yeah,
metal and hardcore. And what meets in the middle is that nice little sweet spot. And that, I mean, it depends how far, which way you lean. Like, because then it's like, is it A Day to Remember or is it like, State
yeah,
Champs, essentially,
yeah. Do you fall in the easy core bandwagon, or does it
yeah,
stay
easy
in pop
core down
punk?
the middle, right? Where it's like 4 years
Yeah.
strong, right, and whatnot. But I mean, for instance, yeah, the influence is always still there. I mean, the only feature we have on this new album of ours is a German hardcore band, that sings on the
Oh,
second album. Yeah, they're
that's
called Slow,
true.
and they
Yeah.
sing on the breakdown of the second to last song. So it's like everyone's like, why that? We're like, because we fuck with that band. We think they're
Yeah,
dope.
that's cool. I like that. How do you go about picking features? Because I think that's such a like I've got a whole playlist that's just called guest heavies, and it is exact that. It's like more pop leaning rock, but with like a heavy guest vocalist.
Yeah.
And I always think those songs, particularly when they're used sparingly, can have such a cool impact on an album. But how do you go about picking those features?
Sometimes they just fall into place. Like that one, for
Yeah.
instance, we had no intentions of really having specific features on this album, but it's always a fun thing to have, right? And when we were writing that song, Save Face Story, we're like, all right, I think we gotta go we gotta go like heavy
Yeah.
part, like beatdown-esque part for this bridge. And it turned into this like Beastie Boys kind of hip hop style breakdown. So we were like, okay, it's something different here. It's very like turnstile-y, but like with
We need some
edge.
Germans.
Yeah, so we were like, call in the Germans, and we had just made friends with that Slope band from Germany, and they're going to be the next breakout heavy band from Europe, in my mind. So everybody's got to
Yeah,
keep an
okay.
eye. But
That was
yeah,
the
we
first
sent
time I'd heard of them on that track. We checked out the film clip for it. I'd never heard of those guys before,
they're
and
so
yeah,
different and so unique.
it was
It's like it is kind of like Turnstile esque meets like Primus and Red Hot Chili Peppers almost. It's
sure, yeah, a
very
bit of funk in there.
yeah
Yeah, I can
yeah.
definitely see that.
Yeah, so it's we and they're just good buddies of ours now. So we sent it over to them. They sent back that part, the guest he like next day, and we were just
Cool.
like boom done. Sometimes though, we have a song like on the album prior, Kings of the New Age of ours. Like we were like, okay, we need to find someone for this part. We are like certain songs,
Interesting.
and then it was like,
Yeah,
well, and then going down the line, we were like, well. I mean, this like thinking about different people who could be on this and that, or like reaching out to certain people and them saying no or not hearing back. Sometimes that can hurt your ego a little bit. So I tried not
sure.
to
Yeah.
this time around, where it's like, and I hate bothering friends of mine because like they're like, so please do this, please sing on my song, so it's
I don't think anyone's bothered by that. Like, are you going to be bothered if someone reaches out to you to feature on a song?
no, not necessarily. Not
That's
unless I don't have
exactly how you
time and
need
I
to
gotta
look.
tell. Not unless I don't have time and I gotta tell them like I'm
Yeah, but
sorry.
time wise, you get, but it's not because you're bothered to help out. Like, I think that's such a cool thing with the scene. It's like this very like encompassing friends helping friends. Time wise, I
Yeah,
can understand, but I think
yeah,
that's just you
totally.
being humble and not realizing that people would
Yeah,
be stoked
like
to sing with state
yeah,
champs.
one that was actual like a definite easy pick and like easy to make happen was Ben Barlow on Everybody But You on the last
Of
album
course.
too.
Yeah.
Because that's just I text him and be like, "Hey, what do you think of this song?" He's like, "It's dope." I'm like, "Will you sing on it?" Yep, done.
Duh, do it. Yeah, I love that. I love that. All
so
right,
so
so
so but
let's
sometimes the
put
more
egos
organic
aside
one.
then.
What'd you say?
Put ego aside then. Put the getting your feelings hurt. What's a dream collaborator? What's someone that you if you could just reach out and know they would say yes, who would you want to put in an album?
Haley Williams, 100%.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
That was a
Yeah.
quick answer.
That's,
I know that was very
yeah. And
fast.
you're absolutely right. That would be sick. I love
Yeah,
seeing like the little side projects she's doing too. She's just going off on these little adventures, just featuring on like, hey, let's do a Talking Heads cover. Let's do this now. Like, just, I don't know, having fun with it.
she's so fun and unique and just pops up and does whatever the hell she wants these days. She's earned that, and I respect the
Yeah.
hell out of what she's done. And like the sound changes and the branding changes, but it's all still totally been genuine. It's been her the whole
Yeah.
time. Like she's my favorite. Like
I
you
love
can you
that.
tell?
You seem genuinely a fan, which I like that. So one of the questions we've been talking about on the channel lately is because of there's this like whole era of like nostalgia. I don't want to use that term, but it's the only way to really do it. Of like the 20-year anniversary tours and stuff like that happening. And so there's bands playing their albums in full front to back. What is one album that you would like to see front to back played at the moment?
Played at the moment. My favorite
I mean, I
album
guess
of all
anytime.
time. My favorite album of all time that I would love to see played from front to back is Direction by The Starting Line.
Oh my
The Starting
God.
Line's
You and I just
amazing
became
band.
best friends.
Yeah,
Fucking
that's
love
my
that
favorite
album.
album of all time. But I've never. But they play some. What like we've done some shows with them like in the past couple years and festivals like when we were young
Yeah.
and stuff. But they and then when they do album play, they tend to go
Say it like you mean it.
say it like you mean it. And I
Yeah.
think they even did based on his true story at one point too. But they've never done Direction. So I'm like, that's your best album, man. You got to give it to us at some point.
Do you think that's because that was the album they kind of announced, being like, we're done, this is it, we're not doing it anymore, and maybe there's like negative feelings for them, like somebody's gonna
I
miss
think it
us.
might have been a
That doesn't make
bad
sense when
timing.
they're like, but we're not leaving.
I think it might have been I think maybe there's bad juju there with the timing of it because I think they tried
Yeah,
to like really go for it with that album, but also kind of knew they had to hang it up. And in their documentaries and interviews and stuff, they talk about, well, basically Fall Out Boy got big and we didn't, so we broke up.
sure.
I'm just
Yeah,
like,
that's a
damn, that's
great
tough.
call. That is hard, but that's a huge pull. I don't know if you guys know the do some straight from the path at all, but I talk with Drew, the singer, about Starting Line all the time because we're both just
Oh,
like,
really?
oh yeah, that band
Speaking of
is
which, I do too. I've talked to
formative.
Drew about Starting Line too. He's a big pop punk fan.
He is a huge pop punk fan. Yeah, we're talking about the what Slam Dunk Festival because they're playing, and he's like, dude, I have to watch Starting Line every day, and I was so jealous. I'd like to be there.
So good, man. I mean, they still kill it, and they do play select songs from Direction, and those are always my favorite in the set. But I don't know if they'd ever do an album play because it's like, well, Best of Me isn't on that album, and they have to play Best of Me. So it's like,
Yeah, but you can do like the full album play and then do like the
double
encore with
greatest
the
hits.
others. Yeah, 100%. I
That's what
saw
we did actually.
Under Oath
That's
last
what we
week.
did. Yeah, we did that at when we were young in Vegas at the end of last year, because
Yep.
it was every band did an album, and we had to do our first album, Finer Things, and there was 2 days. The first day, we took too long, like talking in between each song, so
Sure.
I let
Yeah,
him
you've
get
learned from
tired,
me.
and we didn't have enough time to throw in an extra heater at the end. So the second day, I
Sure.
was like, no, don't stop, go 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 go, and then we had like 6 minutes left, so we did Everybody But You and Secrets at the end, and we got to have Ben come out from Neck Deep as well. So
Oh, sick.
we understood the assignment the second day.
Yeah, that's a cool thing with a 2 day festival. You can kind of like look at what worked the first day and be like, all right, well, let's do that and let's see if we can mix this up for the second day.
Yeah, it's a little trial and error, isn't it, when you have multiple days like that? So it's kind of nice.
Do you have the same thing when you're playing like a full tour? Like, how often do you guys go into a tour with a set list? I mean, like, this is what we're playing, and then 3 dates in, you're like, and we're not doing that one anymore because that doesn't
Yeah,
bang.
actually, it happens more than you think. It really does.
Really?
Like, especially with a headliner, it's like, well, it's like there's 26 songs here, and these are the bubble songs that maybe we could swap out with this. We have it ready though. We're always like, okay,
Sure.
the
Yeah.
26 songs. This one we're kind of on the fence with. So let's have these three songs on the side ready to just drop them in and like play that instead of this song if we want. Because like we're not ashamed to say that like everything runs through a laptop these days. So you have
Of
to have it
course.
all set up.
Yeah.
But luckily we have the right like resources to be able to just on the fly be like, nah, that one didn't go over well with the crowd. Let's swap it with this one tonight, and it's already plugged in with the lights and the production, and it's ready to go. So it's nice to have that
Yeah.
opportunity to be able to do that. But we pride ourselves on like day one of the tour. Sometimes when we nail it, and we're like, damn, no notes, it worked. The crowd loved that.
Great. Yeah. Hell yeah.
And that kind of
That's
happened on the last tour. It happened on the European and the UK headline tour we did. We were like 5 albums, but 28 songs a mixture of all the albums, but mainly focusing on some of the newer stuff too, because we're
Yeah.
promoting the new album. And I feel like we nailed it. And the fans were receptive of it too. In our meet and greets, they were like, "Yeah, the set list is great. I have no notes." Usually, they're like, "No, don't play this one. Switch this with that." Like, but
Yeah.
we didn't have much this time, so it feels good to know that they got our backs.
It's hard with the VIP thing because you're letting them into your world a bit more. You're opening up that contact. And obviously, like social media's made things, everyone's approachable now. There's like, unless you're someone that never reads a DM, you just anyone can kind of reach out to their favorite artist and have some sort of interaction, even if it's just like a little part of their comment. How do you find the VIP experience now? Do you like doing that, or is it something you're like, look, we kind of have to do it because everyone does it, but we prefer not to?
There's both. I sit on both sides of that,
Yeah,
100%,
okay,
because it's like no matter what you do, if you love to do it, sure you want to give back and pay attention to the people that let you do it in the first place. Like which is
yeah,
what a meet and greet is for, and they want access to ask you questions, take photos with you, like those opportunities, right?
yeah,
But in a sense too, from our standpoint, it's like no matter what you do, and even if you love it, there's days where you're not going to want to do it. So and it's funny too. Sometimes on these tours with meet and greets and the VIP stuff, there's people that come to every single one every day of every city. So it's like,
yeah.
here you are again, like
Do you have a
let's take it
different question this
again.
time?
Yeah. And I mean, I have no problem with it. I'm just like, I don't know what to say to you now on this 14th time,
Sure, sure. Yeah.
uh,
It's an
but
interesting thing. I was actually talking to some people so they're fans of our channel. We call them party people. That's our like people who watch our channel. And
cool.
they were supporting the band Error. And I'm homies with the dudes in Error. So I was at a few of the shows and they came up to me like, oh, this is our fourth time seeing they've traveled state to state, which is a long way in Australia. And we're like,
Yeah.
yeah, we've done all the meet and greets. We just like, we love them so much. It's such a cool thing. And I asked the band exactly that. It's like, oh, did you recognize those guys? I'm like, yeah, it was cool. It's just like hanging out with friends now. I was like, oh, that's a cool perspective that you don't feel pressure to like deliver on something else. You just more authentically yourself, I
Yeah,
guess.
it's funny because I say that I'm like, here you are again, but it's almost feels like you're part of the tour now. It's just
Yeah,
like
you're just part of the
like
crew.
yeah, all right, yeah, and then it turns into like, how was your travel? Like
Yeah,
how was your
yeah,
trip? Like how like oh that was shitty weather, huh? Like
yeah.
shitty drive, right? Like there's
They
you're
were in
like
the car
yeah,
beside you down the freeway.
yeah, we're basically carpooling together. So I mean, I got to give it to you. If you want to hit all the states and hit all the spots, by all means, do it. Like I'm not going to
Heck
stop
yeah.
you.
That's yeah. I mean, that's commitment. I like that, and it just speaks testament to you guys as a band. You mean that much to people. That's a
Yeah, who would have
cool,
thought
cool
we'd be
thing
in
to
a
have.
spot where like people are like investing that much time, money, and energy
Yeah.
into something as simple as songs that we put out and are trying to perform them and across the world. So it's a very wild thing to think about when I put it into that perspective.
Yeah. So with this upcoming Oz tour, do you have any down days where you get a chance to explore around a bit, or is it hit the ground running the whole time?
I haven't even really looked. I sure hope so because Australia is honestly, when people ask me like, what's your favorite, I know you travel all over the world. What's your favorite place to be? I do say Australia every time because it's so rare that we get the chance to go over there, but now it's like our
Sure.
fourth or fifth time. And I really just try to live it up because it's like every time we go over there, I try to treat it like I'm never coming back,
That's a
just in
great way of
case,
doing it. Yeah.
just in case. So we try to explore during the day and take off days pretty seriously. We're like, okay, what are we gonna do? Let's post up somewhere on the beach or find a cliff jump spot or have a barbecue, go
Hell
golfing,
yeah.
this and that. I'd
Yeah.
really like to go golfing while I'm out there. I'm in my golf era right now, so we'll
Sure.
see.
Yeah.
But
We
yeah,
got some beautiful courses.
I know I've been to a couple in prior years, but now I actually know how to swing a club, so I'm
Sure.
really having fun.
You
But
can
yeah,
just stay on the
we're gonna
fairway
have.
this time as opposed to just exploring on the whole
I
course.
say that, but I'm gonna end up billing. Somebody's gonna bill me for hitting their window in their house or something.
Ah,
Anyway.
that's what they get for
But
living on
yeah,
a golf
we're gonna
course.
have a blast, man. Whether it's during the day before the show or celebrating on off days, we're always gonna find ways to enjoy our time in Oz.
Well, if you need some tour guide stuff when you're in Sydney, I'm happy to oblige there. I know the good
Yeah,
cliffs
man.
to
Are you
jump
coming
off,
to
and I know the
shows?
good
Are you,
golf
are you
course.
coming to any?
Yeah, I'll be in Sydney for sure. I'm not going to miss
Okay,
out. What are
awesome.
you crazy?
Sick. Yeah, let's hang, man. Dude, I had a couple of minutes before this interview, and I was scrolling through your guys' Instagram, and I was like, damn, where do I get some of those sunglasses you guys put out?
Oh, that's mine. That's my brand. Yeah, for
Yo,
sure.
hook me up, bro. I want some. Those
I
look sick.
will. Thanks, man. Yeah, for sure. I'll bring some down to
Bring
show
some to
for
the
you.
show.
Yeah, I'll slide in the DMs after, and we'll organize that. That's not a
Cool,
problem.
man.
Happy to
Yeah,
help out.
I
That's a cool thing I've been
on
able
my
to
way.
do now because of like my weird world of like fitness and fashion and lifestyle. It all kind of comes together. So I either have bands now coming to tell me like, dude, we got to hit the gym. I want to go shopping. I want to do this. It's a really cool, like, nice way of bonding outside of the gigs,
Dude, you're
which is
like the
cool.
ultimate like 360 tour guide. Like you're the
That's
ultimate
trying to be,
like
yeah.
you're the diverse friend of the group.
That's what I'm trying to get. I'm trying to be all of the best friends in one version, just with a shitty
Yeah, man.
personality, sadly. So
Yeah, I think we just became best friends.
yeah, you listen to the starting line and touring. Love that.
Yeah,
So
man.
we talked about the picking the set list being super hard. How have you guys locked this in? Do you know what you're playing for the Australian run?
Actually, no. That's a good
Cool,
question.
cool, cool, cool.
I don't know if we've 100. I mean, I say that, but we probably have. It's probably in a group chat somewhere, but I got to go find it now and be like, actually, guys, here's what we're doing.
Yeah,
So
my
you
bad.
just reminded me. You just reminded me that I got some work to do after this.
Yeah. Well, dude, we can't wait. We're pumped to have you back here. It's only been a couple of years since you were back, but it's
Yeah, it's been. I was thinking. I almost forgot that we were there in like 2023 or 2022 with the
was that
main.
with the main? Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, we co-headlined with the main because I
yeah.
prior to that it was before COVID. So I was like
That's
that. I
crazy.
think yeah. So needless to say, it's been too long. So I'm excited to get back, man.
It's a weird thing with COVID as well because it makes you feel like you were there somewhere, but you're like, oh, COVID, I was actually like a couple of years, and then it's been a couple of years since that now. Like it's 7 years since we were back somewhere, or 6 years, or like unless you played a show back, which you guys have, since doing like a
Yeah,
headline thing, it's a hot minute. Life goes by so fast.
it really is. It's funny how people say pre or post COVID now. It's
Yeah,
like
I know.
it's so weird because there's like a gap in space and time.
Yeah, it's PC, not BC. I like that.
Yeah, seriously.
Oh, Derek, dude, as I said, we're pumped to have you back. Enjoy your limited downtime at home. Make the most of it.
I really
And
will, but I'm definitely excited to get back out there. We'll be hanging.
heck yeah, man. Stoked.
All right, thanks, man.
Legend.